Hey guys, welcome to Nerding Out, the show where we at Gamespot get our nerds together and talk about shows that we like. Today we're talking about Westworld, Episode 6, The Adversary. So let's jump in. Okay guys, two timelines. Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think definitely it's two timelines here. Westworld tweeted out on September 30th, in Westworld, even logos deserve a closer look. So obviously the key is in the logos. We saw in the William and Logan timeline, it is an old school looking logo. We see this again when Bernard goes down to basement B 87, 86. And we see him go down there on the computer. That's the old school logo. And then when Maeve is walking around with Felix, it is that newer, refreshed, redesigned logo. So it's two timelines. There's the William and Logan, and then there's the current one where Maeve is, all this stuff's happened with Maeve, as well as Men in Black. So
it's finally confirmed.
I
That's like our first like legit piece of evidence, because it was never really that clear. But now they're like, look at the logos.
There has been two logos in the show previous to this.
Yes.
I don't remember what episode, but we have seen two different versions of the logo. The thing that I want to point out is that the maze is currently being created. We discussed this a little bit earlier, but
in which timeline?
In the earlier timeline, the timeline that has William and Logan, and William is the freaking Man in Black, by the way. He goes black guy.
There's that theory again.
Whatever. Yeah. When William and Teddy, I'm sorry, the Man in Black and Teddy are looking for the maze, that's current timeline. The maze is actually being created, so the whole thing with Ford and Theresa happened in an earlier timeline. That's why I think that Ford is a host.
Mind blown.
Which you said last week. And also, we have to address this because we saw Ford's family, right?
Yeah, Ford's
family.
Arnold
as
made,
hosts.
Yes.
Arnold made Ford's family. Is that really Ford's family, or is Arnold like the creator of Ford, and then did he suffer in the hands of his own creation?
I think a good point to make too is that, so when they popped up on the screen saying, "Oh, there's 5 hosts that are in Sector 17," and anyways, when they go to that next shot of the family, there's only 4 family members, and then Ford walks in, and I'm like, "Ooh,
number 5," and then a dog runs in. Like, is dog host 5? Is Ford host 5?
Exactly.
Yeah, there's messing with
I think
that.
it's Ford. Okay. Dogs don't count as hosts.
Arnold made Ford like all the hosts have memories. They have memories that don't exist, right? Some of them have implanted memories. Now, I will say that this can be countered by like every single memory that they have is something that actually was implanted. Like Wyatt exists, but did he ever shoot all those soldiers? Did that ever happen? Probably not. So I think that Ford had a bunch of memories of his family, and Arnold was like, you know what, I'm going to make that family for you. You had a drunk Irish dad. It was really rough for you, pal. Scottish, Irish, something like that. So,
Yeah.
Yep, so is dog or Ford number 5? We don't know. That's the mystery. But let's talk about our buddy Arnold. So we've got some Arnold answers this week, finally. A little bit of clues here and there. So we have Elsie discovering this base where I assume Arnold is talking to these first-generation hosts. It's Arnold. It's got to be Arnold, right?
Yes? I think the question is Arnold an actual human, or is he a program or software that he's implanted into these hosts?
He's uploaded his consciousness into a host.
I think you're right.
And people on the internet are saying it's Bernard. I'm not completely sold on that. I think it might be a host that we haven't seen yet. But I think Arnold is there, but it's his consciousness in a host.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And, we had the whole theory of the Udom tribe and this man in the maze.
You called it.
And Teddy laid it out riding on his horse like, hey, this is what this means. And everybody, that logo just keeps popping up. And when Ford saw it, he was really surprised. He's like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, and then he goes to that notebook.
Exactly. So all roads lead to the maze.
Yeah.
he's building the maze.
He's building the maze. It's Arnold's notebook. He's just taking all of his notes and trying to make sense.
I don't think that Ford is against Arnold. I know that you guys think that Ford's against it. I think that Ford is just trying to make stuff work. He's like, what does Arnold want me to do? What does my creator want me to do? Because he's a freaking host.
Yep. So Elsie calls Bernard and says, yeah, the person that accessed this to the host, it was Theresa, and he was in the room with Theresa, but he played it super cool. He's like, oh, I can't talk about this right now. But I think maybe Theresa is being controlled, so maybe she's also a host. Is she working with Arnold, or is she working for like Delos? Like, I can't tell. But I think she's a host being under control, and that's why she's talking to these hosts. I don't know.
Gosh, everybody's a host.
Everyone's a host.
Whoa.
Who's
Isn't
not a host?
Yeah, who's not a host?
Yeah.
Maybe she's a smoking gun. Oh. She does smoke.
Get out of here with those puns. Get out. Go.
Oh, man. So
Maeve.
that moment where Maeve said to Felix, how do you know that you're real? It gave me the creeps. So let's talk about Maeve a little bit. She's super intelligent now. So
Watch out.
She's like,
By the way, has
yeah.
anyone ever heard that word bulk?
Yeah.
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 Never.
Never.
Yeah, it means
She's like,
intelligence.
turn
It means intelligence.
that all the way up.
100%. Yeah.
I'm going
word
to be
that I've never
super
meant.
smart. So now she's just going to be ahead of the humans in terms of thought, in terms of quickness of thinking. So what does that mean for everyone?
It's super scary for everyone else in there, I feel like, right? I mean, who knows what, with the power that she has, and she's going to outthink, as they pointed out in What's in Your Head, like, her processing power is now tenfold what it was before, faster than anyone else in the room. So it's going to be scary to see what she used to her advantage. Obviously, she is going to lead some type of revolt, some type of revolution, some type of enlightenment.
Right. And she did ask for them to turn her pain down.
Threshold down,
Loyalty and
Yeah.
pain.
So
Loyalty and
she's
pain.
about to get down.
Yeah, she's badass.
Why wouldn't she just be
Badass.
like, everything that could potentially be bad, turn it down. Everything that's good, turn it up. She's not like, let's bump this down just a little bit. Like, no, turn that crap down all the way, man. Make me a complete crazy cyborg that just murders people.
Smart.
And before they adjusted that, they saw that someone was already messing with her adjustments, someone way above their pay grade. So I'm thinking definitely Arnold, right?
Yeah, 100%.
100% Arnold, and that's also what's happening to Dolores.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, those two are singled out as making the biggest transition.
Also, something came to light that the employees are running a robot whorehouse, and that's gross.
Robot whorehouse.
Yeah,
I mean,
was
that's
disturbing.
awful.
A lot of horrible employees at this place,
Yeah.
by the way, right?
Bad folks.
Like, not really trustworthy people.
You know what I
like
realized?
breaking the rules all the time.
We just were like, oh man, they're running a robot whorehouse. She's the proprietor of the robot whorehouse. It's so gross when they don't do it in Westworld.
Oh, boy.
Another point to make is that there's an interesting cut after Maeve's tour of the facility.
That tour was weird.
Awkward.
No one was looking
Yeah,
at
how do you
her.
get around?
This theory,
But the cut, when they cut back to her in the operating room, it was really weird. It was almost like they never left the room. So I'm thinking they did leave the room.
Is this just an editing error, or is it on purpose?
It's a virtual tour.
Which would explain why no one was looking at
Nobody
them.
looked
right?
at him.
boy.
He's
You're
like
not
walking
really
around.
But I don't know. I found it so weird how easily they were able to get around.
I did too.
Felix shouldn't be walking around with the host. I don't care what he's the butcher, right?
Yeah.
He's just the butcher.
It's weird that
He puts
he's
them back
walking her
together.
around.
You shouldn't be walking around with the host to, where do you want to go? You want to go on a tour of the whole entire place?
let's go
I
up to
found that weird.
design.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
a red
check it out.
flag.
You
No
could
one
either-
stopped them.
No one stopped them.
You could
That's
either
weird.
knock a robot over, throw him in a wheelbarrow, and run him up to the design when a designer wants to see him, or you can just press the button and they walk on the legs that you made them.
It is a good feature. Yeah, they will walk for you.
Just
Yeah,
go
you
ahead
don't
and
have
walk
to- yeah,
for
I don't have
it.
to
Like
carry
that's
you.
why you guys
Yeah,
are like,
that
I
is a good
wouldn't
feature.
go anywhere with these robots, not in a cart. Like, just get in this.
I feel like
get in
everyone
this
has
cart.
like, structured responsibilities though in a
Yeah.
place like this, right?
They,
So, like,
they
don't-
do.
Yeah,
They do.
he-
So
all he
this
does
should
is
be
he
weird.
Fixes, he fixes the ear.
No one
He
said
fixes, like,
anything.
Hi, this is Bigwig Corporate Face Up at Design. Can you bring Maeve up here? We want to look at her butt.
We'll send an intern down to get her. Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like it's,
I think this was just a glaring writing error, like that no one stopped them. I don't know. But also it was kind of just set up so that she can see her own dreams / memories on that screen.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, so I feel like that's what that setup was. And maybe it was just lazy, or maybe they're smarter than us and they're like, no, there's something here.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see. Next week's episode is called Trompe l'œil. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not French.
Better
But it's
French
French for deceive the eye. And it means a visual illusion of art, especially is used to trick the eye into perceiving a painted detail as a three-dimensional object.
I think that this is about Ford's family. I think that it's
Three-dimensional object is Ford's family.
because his family didn't exist.
Yep.
His family's
They're
made
not
up
real.
land.
Totally made up.
He's made up.
I mean, everything is deceiving the eye at this point, right? I mean, literally. So it's like, I'm completely lost in terms of what they could be particularly interested in here.
Only 2 episodes left.
Only what? Really?
Is it really?
What?
Only
No.
9 episodes, yeah.
No.
That's-
What?
No,
that's,
it can't
that's
be.
7. So there's 10. There's 10 total. We're good.
Okay.
Join us next week. We'll be talking about that episode, and we'll see you later. Thanks for joining us on Nerding Out.